Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So if you haven't already, please check out the Intuition Activation webinar. You can do that on the link in the description box below. You can also, you'll get lifetime access to it. So it's not just for the day, you will get access to the whole thing for as long as you want or need to. Now, for your key to the week, you have the High Priestess card, which is, as many of you know, if you've been with me long enough, if you've seen the series that I put out with Heather, this is the card, or one of the cards, that actually represents the sign of Cancer. It's also your intuition and your own intuitive spiritual energies. Now, yes, this card is a card of hidden things revealed, but it's also a card that can see us wanting or needing in some way, shape or form to hide. And this kind of suggests to me that this week there is going to be maybe a feeling where, I don't want to say like you're hiding, but it feels like you want to take something back to basics. It's like, I need to strip this back and make it the purest version of itself. Whether this is an idea that you have, whether it's a connection that you have, whether it's, this is you, literally all Cancerians saying, right, in some way, shape or form, I need to strip this back. You know, sometimes we add whistles and bells to everything because we think, oh, I want it to be enough. Is it enough? It's like it's more than enough. Maybe it's actually too much. And this week it does feel like, you're wanting to shield yourself while you pull away the stuff that doesn't actually feel like it resonates anymore. For your actions and options this week, this is why I love what I do, and I will always love what I do. The day I stop being awed is the day that this is the other card that represents the sign of Cancer, is the Chariot card, right? Now, the fact that you have this as your actions and options, this is about what you do. This is going to be a week where you are conquering an aspect of yourself. So, and in a lot of ways, this has something to do with whatever it is that you're trying to strip back. Sometimes it is our ego. Sometimes it is the part of us that wants more or wants to do or be more. But this week, there's an aspect of yourself that you're conquering, and it's like you're saying, you know what, it's too much. I just need to strip it back. As long as it does what it says on the tin and it is of quality and value, it will be more than good enough. The other thing with the Chariot card as well, for those of you that are in studies, in interviews, in any of those kinds of processes, this week, yeah, absolutely, you've got the go ahead. For your communications and conversations, you have the Knight of Cups. So this is a lot of watery energy at the moment. High Priestess, Cancerian energy. The Chariot card, Cancerian energy. The Knight of Cups, if you had to give it a sign, it would be Piscean energy, actually. But look at this, right? This is a lot of water. So first things first, in communications in general, this week there are opportunities being offered to you. There are opportunities for you to get ahead. There are opportunities for you to strip things back or to make them more, accessible to you and to other people, right? This is about you really simplifying things this week, I think. Now, for those of you that work for somebody else, there is an offer to get ahead this week. I will say this though, because you've got the Chariot card there, it kind of suggests that you're going to be chucked in at the deep end. So if you're accepting a new job, or if you are accepting new responsibilities in the current job or work environment that you have, this is not going to be like we'll ease you in. This is going to be this is Sparta sort of kick and push into the water. You're going to be chucked in at the deep end, but it's nothing that you can't handle. For those of you that are work for yourselves, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, etc. This is really nice because it suggests that there are more options available to you than you might be seeing at this moment in time, or there are going to be more what's the word, more not more, yeah, there's just more options available to you than maybe you see at the moment. And I will say this to you, because you have the Chariot card, one of these options may be an international connection of some sort that either takes you further afield or connects you to somebody further afield. Don't be surprised this week if you get an invite from somebody that is in a far-flung place compared to where you are. Just embrace it, be open to it. For those of you that are retired or no longer working, I actually feel like this speaks to your love life, if I'm completely honest with you. And I feel like for a lot of you, this may be a realization that something about your love life is either ready to take off or go to a new level, or this is where you want to put your energies. This is where you're really ready to focus on versus what you have now. For your money and materials, you have the Nine of Cups. I mean, this is so much water, but it's amazing because this is you using this energy, right? And interesting, isn't it, that we're now, through this whole week, the sun is still in Pisces. So the fact that it's kind of working through this energy, this is you tapping into the harmonious trine energy of water at this moment in time, which I really love for you, because Cancer's a water sign, and everybody always says like, oh, it's about emotions and feeling. And yes, it is all of that. But it's also movement and flow and, maybe not dynamic of the fire kind of dynamic, but it's still definitely got a movement and a flow to it. Water moves, it moves. The fact that you've got the Nine of Cups here, for your money and your finances, look really great. And this is what I want to say to you, for those of you, and it looks like all of you, sun, moon, ascendant, working, not working, it looks like you've called out for more resources or more opportunities to gain more resources. And what shows up? The opportunities that you need to gain more resources and the resources themselves. When it comes to your physical health and healing, the Nine of Cups is literally the best card that you can get. For those of you that have had challenges of illnesses, it looks like some of you have been dealing with injuries as well. Sprained ankles, smashed toes. Oh my gosh, the little one where you kick a door frame maybe. Yeah, I've done that. For your health in general, the Nine of Cups is a great card because it literally represents healing. I love this. I love. For your home and environment, I think for the first time in a long time, you guys are going to start to feel really settled. And I think a lot of this has actually something to do with somebody coming to visit. It looks like some of you are having somebody come stay, and there's just a lot of laughter and joy attached to this. The Nine of Cups is a great card, especially for anything material. For your love and relations, you have the Six of Pentacles. So for those of you that are partnered and in relationships, there is a boost to the finances, whether this is your finances and resources or the partners, or even maybe a collective one. There's money coming into the collective pot this week, and the relationship itself looks like it's getting back to being on that even keel. And if I'm honest, it looks like you guys are actually spending more time with each other, whereas before it's been a bit... this week you get it all back, which is great. And look at this, right? So you've got all this water, and then finally you have some earth. It's your relationships, your partnerships, your connections, your collaborations. These are the things that are providing the earth, the grounding energy to all of this water that's shown up for you. I love this, I really do. And then for those of you that are single, again, right, this is you. Not only are you getting to meet maybe one person, it might be that there are, it's kind of like trains trains and buses, nothing comes for a dry drought period and then 3 turn up at once. There's definitely options here for you. One thing that I will say to you though, if you're single and you are meeting somebody, the most viable option, believe it or not, and I know, Raf's gonna say this, but the most viable option is likely to be the one that comes through your work or through a work colleague. Now, I always say to people, don't date where you work. And people always say like, oh, why? Have you had a bad experience with it? And it's like, no, actually, because I've never gone down that path. But I have been witness to some really awkward situations, and it's like I wasn't even involved and it was awkward for me just to be there. So I never encourage people to date colleagues, but this week it does look like you could be connecting to one, and it looks like it's a really solid start. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Don't forget to check out your life path and the numerology for the month ahead video. There'll be like a link floating above somewhere. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.